and his government for allowing her to serve the remainder of her sentence in the Philippines.
Mary Jane Veloso, who was studied for drug smuggling, was flown back to the Philippines. After serving 15 years in Indonesia, she departed from the class to a women's penitentiary in Pondok Bambu East, Jakarta on Tuesday night, under the escort of officials from the Sleman District Attorney's Office and the penitentiary. She also briefly greeted members of the press before her departure. She was repatriated to her home country via Terminal 2 of Soekarno-Hatta International Airport in Tangerang, Banten. She boarded Cebu Pacific Airlines Flight 5J760 to Manila at 12:05 a.m., accompanied by a delegation of Philippines authorities. The repatriation followed extensive legal agreements between Indonesia and the Philippines. This decision was directly approved by Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto and the Philippine President Bongbong Marcos under the Practical Arrangement of Inmate Repatriation Agreement. This allows Mary Jane to retain her inmate status in the Philippines. The coordinating deputy for Immigration and Correction said that although Mary Jane's legal status remains unchanged, full responsibility for her sentence now rests with the Philippine government.
Kedua belah pihak menegaskan komitmen dan saling menghormati kedaulatan masing-masing negara dan yuridis masing-masing selama pelaksanaan pengaturan praktis ini, serta sesuai dengan instrumen yang mengikat secara internasional yang relevan di mana Indonesia dan Filipina menjadi pihak. Tidak satupun dari ketentuan dalam peraturan praktis ini yang ditafsirkan sebagai tindakan yang merugikan kedaulatan hukum Indonesia. Kedua pihak menegaskan komitmen masing-masing negara untuk menghormati sistem hukum Indonesia, termasuk namun tidak terbatas pada putusan Akhir Pengadilan Indonesia yang berlaku dalam kasus Mary Jane.
You mentioned the agreement. We will abide with a practical arrangement that we signed 2 weeks ago, or was it last week, with our Deputy Minister for Justice. We will comply. Philippines is known to be championing the rule of law.
Meanwhile, Mary Jane expressed her gratitude to Indonesia for allowing her to serve her sentence in the Philippines.
Saya ingin berterima kasih pertama kepada yang terhormat Bapak Presiden Prabowo Subianto, Bapak Menteri Koordinator Hukum HAM, Imigrasi dan Pemasyarakatan, Yusril Iza Mahendra, dan pasti untuk seluruh rakyat Indonesia.
Dengan penandatanganan ini, maka ini adalah
Mary Jane Veloso was sentenced to death in 2010 by the Sleman District Court for attempting to smuggle 2.6 kilograms of heroin into Indonesia. She spent 15 years in Yogyakarta Penitentiary before her repatriation. See Today contributors reporting from Tangerang, Banten, and Jakarta.
terima kasih.
On to our next story. The Indonesian Anti-Graft Commission (KPK) conducted a search at Indonesian Central Bank Bank Indonesia Monday night.
Investigators seized a number of evidence during the search related to an alleged corruption of the bank's corporate social responsibility or CSR funds. During a press conference on Tuesday, the Commission confirmed that their investigators conducted a search at the Bank Indonesia office in central Jakarta on Monday night. The search took place at 7 p.m. local time.
The Anti-Graft Commission searched several rooms where investigators seized a number of evidence. The Commission clarified the items with related parties prior to further investigation before gathering evidence related to an alleged corruption of Bank Indonesia's CSR funds. However, the Commission has yet to reveal the identity of the suspect or reenact the alleged corruption case.
Dari sisi penerimaan anggaran Benar adanya kemarin pada tanggal 16 Desember 2024 kurang lebih pukul 19 malam kami melakukan penggeledahan di seputaran kantor BI di Jalan Tamrin. Adapun maksud penggeledahan tersebut, kami dalam kegiatan mengungkap perkara tindak pidana yang terkait dengan CSR-nya Bank Indonesia. Ada beberapa ruangan yang kami masukkan dan ada beberapa yang kami peroleh. Tentunya barang-barang tersebut yang kami peroleh nanti akan kami klarifikasi. Oleh sebab itu, barang siapa yang terkait dengan temuan kami itu akan dilakukan pemeriksaan.
And now let's move on to our next story. Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto departed for Cairo, Egypt from the Halim Perdana Kusuma on Tuesday as he's scheduled to attend the 11th D8 summit.
This state visit to Egypt marks Indonesia's first visit since 2013. The D8 summit, which is made up exclusively of developing countries including Egypt, Turkey, and Malaysia, seeks to further strengthen cooperation between the member countries for shared growth.
Dalam kondisi sekarang, saya kira KTT D8 ini adalah suatu ajang yang penting dan khususnya sesuai rotasi sekarang ini mulai 1 Januari 2026 Indonesia bergilir akan menjadi ketua D8.
President Prabowo Subianto arrived in Cairo, Egypt, Tuesday at 8:15 p.m. local time. Welcoming the president were the Egyptian Minister of State for Military Production Affairs, Major General Muhammad Salah, Egyptian Ambassador to Indonesia, Yasser Hassan El-Shami, Indonesian Ambassador in Cairo, Lutfi Rauf, and Embassy in Cairo, Colonel Dafri Shafruddin.
And aside from the D8 summit, President Prabowo Subianto will also hold a bilateral meeting with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. The president emphasized that this year's D8 summit is vital as Indonesia prepares for its turn as chair of the D8 in 2026.
Yes, the upcoming summit will tackle the theme of investing in youth as well as small and medium enterprises, and these kinds of businesses make up a large part of the Indonesian economy. So what are the relations between Indonesia and Egypt all this time? Well, trade relation, the government data shows that Indonesia-Egypt trade hit $1.4 billion so far in 2024 as of October, and last year's total trade amounted to $1.5 billion. And also on education, according to the state news agency Antara, there are 13,000 Indonesian students currently studying in Egyptian universities, and most of them go to Al-Azhar University in Cairo.
That's awesome. It's nice to see that after 11 years, we're finally back as a milestone. And speaking of milestones, here's a significant one. This time it's preserving cultural heritage that took place on December 13th here in Indonesia, as 6 objects of suspected cultural heritage were officially handed over by Indonesian Foreign Affairs Minister Sugiono to Culture Minister Fadli Zon at the Pancasila building.
And these artifacts will subsequently be transferred to the National Museum of Indonesia for in-depth examination. The 6 objects of suspected cultural heritage, which consists of 5 bronze statues and 1 stone relief, were returned through the joint efforts of the Indonesian Consulate and the New York District Attorney Office. This event marks a pivotal achievement in Indonesia's unwavering commitment to preserving its rich cultural heritage and strengthening international partnerships.
The Indonesian Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Culture will remain steadfast in their pursuit of returning the country's cultural assets from across the globe.
And that was our first segment of the day, and now time for a break. We'll be right back with more news from Indonesia. Stay tuned.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tristan Hansen. In this video, we will be exploring I have a new video coming up tonight, so I have to make sure everything is ready, but this has been a great trip.
Sudah dipastikan itu belum ada pengobatan yang bisa mengobati DM1.
Pernah berpikir untuk mengakhiri hidup aku sendiri, karena waktu itu aku merasa sendiri, sama sekali nggak ada yang bisa aku ajak bicara.
Pada saat yang bersamaan, aku sama papa konsumsi sebuah suplemen, dan papa waktu itu mulai drop beberapa kali masuk ke rumah sakit. Vitiligo ini sebenarnya bukan kulit yang perlu disembuhkan, tapi mentalnya yang perlu dikuatkan.
What's happening now?
President Prabowo Subianto and Vice President Gibran Rakabuming Raka that took their oaths of office at the Parliament building earlier today.
Exclusive interviews and all the latest in entertainment.
You don't talk only about the money, but you talk about the timing.
Spice up your afternoon with a variety of up-to-date information.
Buenos Aires, Argentina, where Liam Payne passed away on Thursday.
Don't miss it for 3-hour news every day at 5 p.m.
And I'm starting my journey old style on this beautiful traditional Beluga sailboat. There's no wind to sail this time, Abea. Hello.
Hi. When I found these guys, it's like Noah's Ark back here.
Since I was young, I had an intense desire to discover the world around me. This is my first time driving in South America. That hasn't changed, just the level of adventure. Now, every journey has a purpose. And each time I venture out to explore new destinations around the globe. Yeah. It's a biggie under there. I am following my travel quest.
I'm Eric Hansen. When I see a trail, I see more than a path from point A to point B. A good trail is the ultimate opportunity to explore, to discover new landscapes, and to challenge myself. When I don't have a pack on my back, I'm thinking about my next big adventure, because my mission is simple. My mission is to discover the world's most epic trails.
Back with us on the C Morning Show. Time for some of the top stories coming from Indonesia. From the maritime security, Indonesian Navy vessel KRI Balongan 908 officially bolsters the 3rd Fleet in Sorong, Southwest Papua.
The domestically built support ship is set to supply fuel and logistics during maritime operations.
The arrival of KRI Balongan 908 at the 14th Indonesian Navy base in Sorong, Southwest Papua on Tuesday was marked with a weather cannon salute. The support vessel officially bolstered the 3rd Fleet Task Force in Sorong. The vessel was built by the Batamek Shipyard in Batam, Riau Island, and was received by 3rd Fleet Commander Commodore Singgi Sugiarto alongside the Regional Leadership Communication Forum. The arrival of the ship also involved a traditional dance performance by locals. The vessel was constructed in 2020 and measures
127 meters long with a tank capacity of 5,500 tons. It can also accommodate a crew of 100. The addition of KRI Balongan 908 increased the number of warships under the Third Fleet of the Indonesian Navy in Sorong to 21 vessels. Many are hoping that the ships can boost the efficiency of the Third Fleet.
This Christmas is just around the corner. Vice President Gibran Raka Buming Raka recently attended the inauguration of the Catholic Youth Central Committee for the 2024-2027 period.
And the Vice President took the opportunity to highlight the importance of the youth movement for the nation and maintaining interfaith harmony.
The event